Why happy wife, happy life will ruin your marriage or relationship. What I'm not saying is don't make your woman happy. What I am saying is if you build your life around how she feels, you'll lose yourself. And that is the real issue. I know. We've all been told and heard, and we even heard Denzel Washington say how his relationship lasted so long is just do whatever she says and shut up. I think in this instance, older men have failed younger men by being dishonest. You cannot focus your life on making another person happy. Denzel Washington did not do every single thing that his wife wanted him to do. He's had a long, successful career, and I'm sure along the way, his wife disapproved of a lot of the things that he was doing, yet he did them anyway, because this was what he wanted to do. This was his path. And in turn, she respected that. A lot of older men say this to younger men, and you're running them into a trap because the truth is, the more you try to make her happy, the more she expects for you to try to make her happy. And anytime something is expected of you, it's not appreciated, one. Now, at first, she will appreciate it, especially if her past uh, relationships, nobody tried to make her happy. So, in the beginning, if you were doing that, she may be very appreciative of it because it's new to her. It's a different atmosphere for her. But over time, you'll build up a pattern of what she wants you do. Whatever you think is going to make her happy, you'll do. And over time, what happens is it becomes expected. And when it's expected, it's no longer appreciated. And even worse, when it's not being done, it's ridiculed, it's frowned upon, it's a negative knock. So now instead of when you do something that does make her happy, she appreciates it. It's more so if you don't do something that makes her happy, she's using it against you. I'm not knocking women in this scenario. I don't absolve women of their part in any of the stuff that I talk about. What I do is I focus on men and how you respond, on how you move and how you show up. Because you can't control what her or anyone else does. You can control how you respond to it. You can control the atmosphere you create, and you can control ultimately what you put up with. This is also true for her. She can also control what she puts up with. She can control the atmosphere that she wants to be in. So I'm just focusing on what you do as a man and how you take this. So she's going to expect it. When it's expected, it's less valuable. That's all, people. When you get a raise at your job, when you first get the raise, you may be excited about it because you're making more money. But a year and a half later, the amount of money you're making isn't as exciting as it was. You eventually want another raise. You expect another raise. And if you don't get it, you're upset. You may even want to leave your company because they're not paying you more. But when you got the raise that you got to where you're at, you were happy at that time. So this is just a human thing. This is nothing to do with your woman being a bad person. This is about the atmosphere that you're creating. That's the problem with the happy wife, happy life. The atmosphere that must be created for that to exist is counterproductive to what you really want to do. What what you think you're doing is the first thing that you're going to think about is you're going to avoid conflict. You worked all day. When you came home, she said something that you didn't really agree with. However, you don't want to argue. So you say, all right, hon. All right, sure. All right, fine. Because you just want to get down to your man cave. You want to drink beer or you want to hang with your boys. You want to play your video games. Whatever it is that you do for entertainment, to enjoy yourself for those last couple of hours of the evening, that's what you want to do. You don't want to spend that arguing with the woman that you love. That's understandable. You go along with her plans. Like you didn't even make plans. You just decided she made the plans. This is what we're doing. You ever have this where you're somebody asks you, "What are you doing Saturday?" and you go, "I got to check with my wife." We know you've done that. Anybody that's been in a long-term relationship, you've done that. Um, that's called to go along to get along. She's made the plans now, and you don't want to interrupt them. Okay. But what that means is you stop making decisions. You stopped leading the interactions. You stopped setting the directions where you're going. You got comfortable, and this is normal for men. A lot of men actually are comfortable where we can get a place and be like, this is what I want, and like just keep it here. Like let's just stay here. Um, most women aren't like that. They want to know where we're going. So even if you're in a relationship, you've heard this too. Where is this relationship going? Or like where are we going? What are we going to do here? Are we going to get more serious? Are we going to have kids? This is where women. This is how they're trying to see if you're the right person for them. Now, in this scenario, you're already with her, so she figured that you're the right person for her. However, if, especially if in the beginning of the relationship, you were leading, you were setting direction, you had all these ambitions, especially if you had a lot of ambitions. Those are reasons that she was attracted to you. I'm going to do a video on attraction in the future, but those are reasons that she was attracted to you. If you, over the course of the relationship, have gotten complacent and now you don't set direction, you don't lead, and you being stagnant with your ambitions, Like you start stuff and you stop it and then you just let it go. And now you're just working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, bringing home a paycheck, sitting down, drinking beer, watching football. Over time, she starts to lose the attraction that she had for the man that she met. Here's the other side to that. If you never have done that, if you always deferred to her for direction and ambition, then that's likely come from with the attraction she was that you gave her that because none of her exes did. So she was in a new environment and that felt good for her. That happens too. So if that was the case, that's fine. That's why she was attracted to you. Then you're going to say, well, why wouldn't she stay attracted? Well, because naturally, once this continued, she no longer wanted to have that kind of a man. She wants a man that's going to stand up and lead, tell her where we're going to go. This is what we're going to do. Now, whether you agree with that or not doesn't really matter. These are the facts. And when you hear guys say, I have a happy wife, happy life, then you look at that man's life. You look at that man and you tell me if you see him as a happy man. You may see a content man. You don't see a happy man. You don't see a man that's running around praising the lifestyle that he lives, bragging about it. You don't see that kind of a man. You see a tired man, probably. You know, you know, the missus said we had to go down to the. And other men, let me tell you something. Other men that aren't in those situations, they look at you like a sad story. They really do. You're not an inspiration to them. Let me keep my notes for you. Here's the thing. You you don't even make plans until you wait to see how she feels. Does she feel like doing something on Saturday night? That's what you do. I mean, and probably one of the worst things you can do, you over explain. You're over explaining everything that you do say. So you hardly make any plans, you hardly make any decisions, but when you do, you're over explaining like a child does to their parent. Well, I did this because why this X, Y, and Z. You don't understand. You have to understand. This is why this happened. This is why I did this. And you're trying to get her to logically see why you made a decision that you made. If she doesn't believe that your decisions are in the best interest of you, her, and the family, she's going to question everything that you say. And that turns into she stops respecting your direction. And she stops leaning on you to feel secure about your future and about the things that's going on. She literally stops looking at you as the leader and she starts making her own decisions. I mean, once that happens, she cannot be attracted to you because she doesn't respect you. Men are not attracted to, I mean, women are not attracted to men they don't respect. And I was about to say, men are not attractive to women when women don't respect them. Now, here's the real issue. Your job is not to make her happy. It's not. Your job is to lead your life in a way that makes sense for you and your family. And if it's just you and her, you're the family. And if it's you, her, and children, that's the family. Which means that includes her, that considers her, but is not controlled by her. So I'm not saying leading means disregard her feelings and her wishes. That's not good leadership. I'm not telling you to rule with an iron fist. I'm telling you that you setting the direction and you considering her feelings and opinions in the direction, in your decisions to how you're going to get to that direction. That's leadership. So when you say no to something that she wants, she knows that you didn't do it just because you're all powerful. You did it because it wasn't the best in the best interest of the family. Because if it was, you would do it. And if it didn't matter either way, you would do it. So it has to be something that is in opposition to the direction of the family for you to say no to it. Ultimately, when everything runs through her feelings, you will lose yourself. You will lose attraction. And therefore, I'll tell you this. What the advantage man does is he first leads himself. And if he invites somebody into his life, such as his woman, he also, they're going to be in alignment in where they're trying to go. Or else she never makes it into his life on that stage. So if she's in his life as a real partner, as a serious partner in a real relationship or a marriage, their long-term goals are in alignment. You don't have the man, he wants a lot of kids and the woman doesn't want any kids. You don't want a man that's in one religion and a woman in a different religion and neither one of them are willing to change that. That's disalignment. And you don't want that. And that's not what an advantage man would do. No matter how much he cares about her, he couldn't do something like that because it ultimately will fracture the relationship. So when he's leading himself, he then is also leading her. Very important. In doing that, he really considers her. This isn't about making her happy. This is about doing what she wants you to do. This is about considering what she likes. And for instance, if we're going to go out to eat and I've set the time, we're going out to eat Friday night, 7:30. All right, we're going out to eat. If she loves, uh, say she loves sushi, I'm allergic to sushi, I'm not going to go to an all sushi place. right? Because I can't eat there. Even though she loves it, I can't eat there. But if she loves sushi and I love chicken, but I can eat sushi, I'm gonna go take her to the sushi place because that's something that she wants. We're already going out to eat. I've made that decision. Now I'm considering her in the decision where she would be enjoying the situation. If if in the first situation I can't eat there, we can't go there, even though she loves it. Now I can eat there. She loves it. I'd rather go someplace else. I'm considering her by saying, we can go there. The next time we'll go where I like to eat. This is considering her. This is not just doing everything she wants. And she'll appreciate that more in the long run. Here's the biggest thing, and this is going to be the most challenging thing for you, most guys. When you say something, you do it. When you set a rule, that rule goes. And when that rule is broken, it must be addressed every time. Not some of the time. That inconsistency will cause problems every single time. So stop trying to avoid conflict or tension. Relationships have ebbs and flows. There's going to be tension. There's going to be elation. There's going to be times where everything's great, and there's going to be times where everything's not so great. What you have to be is steady. This is how you want it to be like she knows if she does this or if this happens, that she's got to hear this from you. I don't care if you come home, you're tired, you've been working, you took the kids out to practice, you got back, it's 8 o'clock tonight, and you're fatigued, and you find out she did something or said something or something happened that was against one of your rules, so to speak, you have to address it right then and there. Don't argue in front of the kids and all of that stuff. But I'm saying you have to address it because now she knows he's always going to. She might not like it at the time, but she'll respect that you have that kind of structure. So that's probably the biggest thing. And here's the thing that is actually where this shows up. You see Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Now that is the epitome of happy wife, happy life. Will Smith has always praised her. I've never seen him not put her on the pedestal publicly. We don't know what they got going on behind the scenes in their relationship and in their lives. I'm talking about publicly because they're both public figures. You have to understand it's important how they are perceived publicly. He has always put her on a pedestal. Talked about how much he loves her, brilliant she is, beautiful she is. He's always done that. In return, if you've ever been following their situation, she publicly has always, for the most part, shown that she doesn't have a lot of respect for him at all. I mean, especially in the last probably 8 years, I mean, she's shown time and time again that she doesn't respect him. I mean, she even has mentioned that she likely doesn't love him. And he's recently I've seen something about him. He's been fed up, I guess, with her, and she needs to go find somebody that can make her happy, if that's even possible, is what she said. Because he's been was what he said because he's been trying for years and years and years to make her happy, and he realizes that that doesn't work. And what has it done? It's torn their relationship apart. I mean, she has no attraction to him because she doesn't respect him. And now Will Smith is a very successful and uh, attractive male, if you want to say that. Um, so why wouldn't his wife be feeling that way about him when millions of women feel that way about him? Because he made her his only priority. And he's done everything that he can to show her that she's his world. It's pretty sad. But that's a perfect example. And then she had the entanglement. Why? Because she's not attracted to him. She's attracted to somebody else. She's gonna be attracted to other people when that happens because that's what you're not giving her the chase. You're not giving her the leadership. She doesn't feel like you're leading her at all. At all. Because you're not. She can't possibly be attracted to you. You put yourself beneath her. And women tend to feel attraction toward men that in some area they feel are above them. So, what are the consequences? I think we kind of touched on it. There's no respect. There's no, there's, she doesn't respect you. There's no true joy in your life. There's just contentment at best. You're content with your life. If you're being honest, that's what you feel. You you can't win any argument because you've already placed yourself in an inferior position. You have no authority there. So every single time that you guys have an argument, you're going to have to apologize first, which is going to train you to not have arguments. You're going to be frustrated and confused. How did I get here? You're going to feel like you're not appreciated. You're going to very likely have no intimacy or very little intimacy. And when it is, it's not going to be intimacy. It's just going to be a pity version of it. Uh, Here's a part that most people don't talk about. Your children notice it. Your children paying attention. They see what's going on in your life and your relationship with between mom and dad, and they see the dynamic and they adapt to that. So they'll start looking to mom as the authority figure. They'll start looking to mom as the direction, the person who leads the direction of the family, and they'll start asking mom. They'll start asking mom everything. They might ask you something and you say no, and they'll go ask your wife because her answer will override yours. And then they grow up with that dynamic in their mind of a relationship. So your sons will grow up and likely worship the woman as the leader, and your daughters will grow up and they will likely see themselves as the leader and start searching for weaker men. And to put it simple, you may have not started out as weak. As I said in the beginning, you got complacent. And when you got complacent, you became weaker through little adjustments, things that you should have held firm on, you didn't. And over time, that is what weakened you. And ultimately, a lot of times, the happy wife, happy life ends, or I won't say ends in, it results in infidelity. Why can't I say the word? Infidelity on either her part or your part because you didn't feel valued, or or divorce or breakup. I mean, that's ultimately the path that you're walking down. You see it happen time and time again in celebrities, and don't think that it's just celebrities. It's happening to celebrities on the big stage, but it's happening to everyday people every day. And if you go down this road, it will, there's a high likelihood that this will happen to you. So let this be the warning to you. This isn't about her. This isn't about blaming her. This isn't about bashing her. This is about you and what you do and how you maneuver. If you want to have attraction in your relationship long term, forget the happy wife, happy life notion. I always talk about patterns. That pattern leads to that consequence that I just told you. The kids, it'll affect your kids, it'll affect your grandkids because they're going to grow up to be a certain way when they see that dynamic that way. And a lot of you guys may be saying, well, that's not my relationship. We're 50-50. Let me explain something about a 50-50 relationship. If I sat down with people, and I have, who have 50-50 relationships, I can pretty much find out who leads that relationship with a small conversation. And how that happens is this. I'll ask her a question that will evoke an emotional response from her, something that's tied to her emotion. And then I'm going to look at you, and I'm going to look at how you respond to that. Because when she gets emotional about something, if you're the lead, you shouldn't react emotional. You should be grounded. Let's go back to the example. Chris Rock made a joke about Jada. Will Smith laughed at the joke. He looked at Jada. The face that she made told Will Smith something needs to be done. And then look how he responded. This is typical for people in that dynamic. So if you're saying it's a 50-50 relationship as a man, then and may I say this? I believe the relationships are 50-50. I just don't believe them in the way that society predicts them to be. 50-50 doesn't mean we both lead the relationship. There has to be an ultimate decision maker. You understand? And if that isn't you, sometimes it's me and sometimes no. I mean, a leader, you could say, I'll give you a perfect example of this. Your wife could be, her job can be, she's an accountant, so she's good with managing money. You delegate that to her in your relationship, not she's leading. You're like, no, because you're a good leader, you realize that the best situation for this family in that aspect is her to handle that because she's really good at that. You understand what I'm getting at? So there's ways to be 50-50, but somebody has to lead. And I'm telling you right now, if you're a man and you're dealing with women, I don't know anything about men dealing with men. If you're a man and you're dealing with women, you need to lead first yourself. Yourself. What are you trying to do? Where are you trying to go? And then, secondly, her in this family, these children. And you have to be delegating tasks. And you take her opinions and feelings into consideration on every decision that you make that has to do with your family. And if you want to go hang out with your friends, that's what you should be doing. Not saying, let me check and see about her. There's no way you should be saying, let me check and see about her. If you really want to go hang with your friends, go hang with your friends. You understand? What are you doing Saturday night? I don't know. I need to check with her. Okay. Anyway, this is the Advantage Man Show. I'm Kivas Dupree, signing off. Now, I do have a place. It's called the Man's Table, where you can go and get more information and learn how to be an advantaged man better. An advantaged man is not a title. It's a journey. We all want to be an advantaged man. And I can teach you, and I teach men how to be better, more advantaged than they are currently. The link will be in the description. Peace.